At just 10 years old, Macaulay Culkin was worth $50 million. But he had no idea. His father made sure of that. What should have been a childhood filled with joy became something much darker. The truth is chilling. The control, the threats, and the twisted obsession that turned Kit Culkin into his son's worst nightmare. This isn't just another story of a child star. This is a tale of betrayal, manipulation, and a stolen childhood. And once you hear it, you'll never look at Home Alone the same way again. Macaulay Culkin was born on August the 26th, 1980, in Manhattan, New York, the third of 7 children crammed into a tiny Yorkville apartment. Privacy didn't exist. Money barely did either. His father, Kit Culkin, had once dreamed of Broadway stardom but failed. His mother, Patricia Brentrup, worked long hours as a telephone operator at a casting agency, an ordinary job that would change her son's life forever. The Culkins lived in poverty. Macaulay later recalled scavenging under theater seats for loose change. But money wasn't the only thing missing, so was freedom. Kit Culkin saw his children not as kids, but as his second shot at fame. Acting wasn't a choice, it was a demand. Macaulay stood out. By 5, he was already on stage, performing in off-Broadway plays. His mother's industry connections helped him land small film roles. But then came Uncle Buck, 1989, and everything changed. His comedic timing, his charm, he had something Hollywood couldn't ignore. And then came Home Alone, directed by Chris Columbus and written by John Hughes. The 1990 holiday classic was destined for success, but it needed the perfect lead. More than 200 kids auditioned. None had what Macaulay did. His effortless charisma and natural delivery made him unforgettable. The film exploded, grossing over $285 million in the U.S. alone. Practically overnight, Macaulay Culkin became the most famous child actor in the world. His face was everywhere. Posters, lunchboxes, magazine covers. Studios threw million-dollar contracts at him. By Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, he was making $4.5 million. By 14, his salary had soared to $15 million per film, making him one of Hollywood's highest-paid actors. But behind the flashing cameras was something much darker. Kit Culkin controlled everything: his career, his money, his life. The pressure was unbearable. Fame had made Macaulay rich, but it had also made him a prisoner. By the mid-90s, he was done. He walked away from Hollywood, leaving behind the fortune, the fame, everything. Still, Home Alone never faded. Every holiday season, families gathered to watch Kevin McAllister outsmart the burglars. But behind that famous scream was a child living a nightmare, one of control, fear, and a father who saw him as nothing more than a paycheck. Home Alone wasn't just a movie. It became a holiday tradition. It was passed down through generations, turning Kevin into a symbol of Christmas magic. But behind the laughter and nostalgia was a child desperate to escape. Macaulay wanted the world to see him as more than just Kevin. He fought for roles that challenged his image. In My Girl, 1991, he played Thomas J., a gentle boy whose tragic death left audiences in shock. Then came The Good Son, 1993, where he stunned fans as Henry Evan, a cold, calculating, and remorseless child. It was a bold transformation, but it wasn't entirely his choice. Kit Culkin forced the role, even threatening to pull Macaulay from Home Alone 2 if he wasn't cast. By 1994, the magic was fading. Richie Rich had all the ingredients of a hit, but failed to capture the spark of his earlier films. Hollywood didn't know what to do with him. Movies like Getting Even with Dad and The Pagemaster struggled. And at just 14, despite earning $8 million per film, Macaulay Culkin did the unthinkable. He walked away. He had spent his entire childhood on set. Now, he just wanted to be a normal kid. In 2002, Macaulay Culkin began dating Mila Kunis. They kept their relationship private, shielding it from the pressures of fame. But by 2011, distance tore them apart. Years later, Kunis admitted she handled the breakup badly. She moved on, marrying Ashton Kutcher in 2015, while Culkin found love again with Brenda Song. Culkin and Song first crossed paths in 2014, but their romance didn't begin until 2017, after working together on Changeland. Unlike his past relationships, this one stayed out of the tabloids. They focused on building a life away from the cameras. In 2021, they welcomed their first son, Dakota, named in honor of Culkin's late sister. In 2022, their family grew again with the birth of their second son, Carson. Embracing fatherhood, Culkin jokingly called himself a homebody dad, preferring quiet moments over the chaos of Hollywood. In 2023, when Culkin received his long-overdue star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, fans spotted something intriguing: Brenda Song wearing a gold band. The internet buzzed with rumors of a secret wedding, but the couple remained silent. Their focus was never on fame, it was on their children. But Culkin's journey to peace came at a heavy price. Kit Culkin wasn't just a demanding manager, he was a tyrant. He controlled his son's career, his money, and every aspect of his life. Hollywood executives despised working with him, but behind closed doors, the real nightmare unfolded. If Macaulay didn't meet his father's impossible expectation, there were consequences, threats, humiliation. Sometimes, as punishment, he was forced to sleep on the couch. For years, Macaulay had no idea how much money he was making. Kit kept it that way. When the truth finally surfaced, it was staggering. He was worth around $50 million. The shocking revelation came during a brutal custody battle between his parents in 1995. Kit had gone to extreme lengths to keep his son in the dark, even hiding newspapers to prevent him from seeing headlines about his own success. It wasn't about protecting him, it was about controlling him. Kit Culkin wasn't proud of his son. He resented him. As Macaulay grew older, he saw only one way out. He had to take back control. At just 16, he made a bold move, removing his parents from managing his finances. It was the first real step toward reclaiming his life. By 1997, Kit was gone, cut off completely from his children. But even with his father out of the picture, Macaulay still wrestled with the weight of fame. In 2004, he was arrested in Oklahoma City for drug possession. The media pounced, eager to brand him as another child star who had fallen apart. But Macaulay Culkin wasn't another Hollywood tragedy. He refused to be. He walked away from the industry, choosing to live life on his own terms. Today, he isn't just remembered as Kevin McAllister. He's recognized as someone who survived a childhood stolen by fame. In 2012, shocking photos surfaced. Culkin looked frail, disheveled. Tabloids erupted with speculation, with some claiming he was spending thousands on heroin, even suggesting he was near death. The rumors spread like wildfire, but Culkin fought back. In an interview with The Guardian, he shut them down. "No, I was not pounding $6 grand of heroin a month." What angered him most wasn't the false stories, it was how the media pretended to care while profiting off his pain. Determined to escape the relentless scrutiny, he moved to France, distancing himself from Hollywood. "I don't just turn my back on fame, I actively don't want it," he once said. Yet one part of his past continued to spark controversy: his friendship with Michael Jackson. They met when Home Alone was at its peak, but their bond wasn't built on celebrity status. Culkin didn't idolize Jackson. He treated him like a regular person. Their friendship extended to his entire family, and visits to Neverland became routine. In a 2005 interview with Larry King, Culkin gave insight into Neverland, describing it as a place designed for fun, an amusement park, a movie theater, an arcade. He addressed the long-standing controversy about children staying in Jackson's room, clarifying that it wasn't a single bedroom, but a two-story suite. He had stayed there himself, along with many others. When allegations against Jackson surfaced, Culkin didn't waver. He found it suspicious that the first case ended in a financial settlement instead of going to trial. To him, it seemed like it had always been about money, not truth. During Jackson's 2005 trial, two former Neverland employees falsely accused him of misconduct toward Culkin. Furious, Culkin chose to testify. making it clear nothing inappropriate ever happened. Even when Leaving Neverland reignited controversy in 2019, his stance never wavered. Through years of media scrutiny, Culkin refused to be defined by fame. Instead, he built a life on his own terms, taking bold roles in Party Monster, Saved, and American Horror Story, double feature. In 2023, he earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, not just for Home Alone, but for his fearless choices. Beyond acting, he embraced creativity with bunny ears and the Pizza Underground, never chasing validation. Unlike many child stars, he didn't cling to fame. He walked away. Macaulay Culkin's story isn't just about survival, it's about breaking free.